And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK Show. And this is going to be episode 477. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK Show, I am going to be having a conversation with the Runaway Vagabond. And this is going to be his first appearance on this show. You guys saw him on the Iron Man podcast, and he used to be on the panel shows quite a bit. But as you guys know, everyone is really busy. Everyone goes and does their own thing now at this point, which is awesome, actually. It was crazy. When you had your first appearance on that show, you didn't even have a podcast yet. You barely even had YouTube content. Now you have your own podcast, and now you know how it goes now. That shit is.
Yeah.
When people, you know what's crazy? The thing I never understood with people, dude, they always said it was easy. Yeah, it's easy to string together sentences and talk to someone and see if you vibe for like just an hour. It's like, no. If you think that's easy, try it yourself and let me know how it goes. Because if this is apparently super easy, man, you better just show me how it's done then. Apparently it's really easy, right? Like, people understand just even getting people interested in your content is just really hard. Like, just getting people interested in anything these days, like watching anime, reading a comic book, reading a book, watching a movie, watching a TV show, anything. It's just like it's like literally pulling teeth to get people to watch stuff. So, now you understand like how it all goes now, because like a lot of people before they become that, they go, well, why don't the content creators do this, and third? Well, there's a big problem with that. They probably tried to. It probably just didn't work, or you just can't do it yet for whatever reason. Maybe you don't have the right mic set up. Maybe you don't have people. Because like people say they want podcasts, but I'm not solo podcasting anything. Fuck that. I couldn't. The only time I ever solo podcast is technically on a game stream, which isn't really solo podcasting. That's just game streaming. So I wouldn't really count that. But solo podcasting is boring. I can't do it myself. Other people that can do it, like I know you don't like Matt Walsh, but like the Daily Wire show people.
I like Matt Walsh.
It's Ben Shapiro you don't like.
No, I like Ben Shapiro too. I just agree with him, but yeah.
So like they do like their solo shows for like an hour. It's like I can't do that. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to start a solo show on Wednesdays pretty soon.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So so Sundays I swear it's not hentai, which is a big chaotic panel. Shout out Michael in the chat.
Hi, Michael.
And basically, so from there, so I get like I can have up to 12 people on my panel at the same time, and and it's supposed to be chaotic fun. So, but the downside is if my audience is like, hey, have you seen this anime, or what is your opinion on this particular thing? But instead of having like 10 voices talking at one time, or more than one, we get off topic or whatever. So the Wednesday show is going to be more like, I say where it's not hentai, but solo show where it's more like intimate with the audience, but not in the sexual way.
I swear it is hentai.
Oh, that'll be a Robo exclusive.
Yeah, like I had to move away from doing big panels like that. The last time I had a big panel was for my birthday stream. I had like maybe 9 people. And it was just like, you know what? It was crazy. It didn't really go that bad. It was fine, but no more 9 people. Anything past like 4 is really pushing it. Anything past like 5 is already too. Like I still don't know to this day how Gary does 10 people all the time with FNT. Still don't know how he does that.
So my Sunday show, it is a ton of people as well. But the show's meant to be chaotic for the Sunday show. So
that's meant to be the vibe. Yeah, it's supposed to be just crazy.
Yeah, because also too, like I have news topics, we just never use any of them. Like I have a Discord room where I just throughout the week I just toss, oh well, this thing happened and this thing happened, and we barely have gone through any of those ever, because we always go on tangents. I'll introduce something weird, and the joke of it too is because I watch a lot of weird obscure anime. Like I do watch some of the popular stuff too, but a lot of the weird obscure ones is like it scares my audience or even my panel members.
You like the ones on like high dive, like those,
I like the high dive ones, like plus size elf.
Today I went to Walmart and I saw this manga based. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure you might know what it is. It started with a W. It's called White Areole or something. It looked really
I
cool.
haven't heard that one.
It looked really cool. I should have bought the manga. It looked really cool. I should have.
Yeah.
It's like some witchcraft shit. It actually looked and sounded pretty cool from the premise. It's crazy because the reason why I typed that stuff in your chat, it's honestly a troll. But I will say,
I know.
Anime fans, it's so weird. Like I'll watch like an anime stream, and then people in like the chat will be like yelling out the attacks. I'm like, you do this, you do this in real life. You're a loser, right? People don't know when Naruto was at its when Naruto was super popular and its height its popularity. Anime nerds were doing Naruto speed runs. You weren't getting girls. I'm just saying, if you were doing that, no girls were touching you. Just like they were known for not showering. Like people stink. Like literally, they would smell like some hot ass being next to these people. Like they don't shower. I don't even say anything. Asshole. I've been to places with anime. They don't take showers.
No, I was at a con and someone cosplayed as a deodorant stick, a speed stick. And they were walking around with a sign that said, the rest of you all need this. That was their sign they were holding at the con. Then there's a Dragon Con, which I go to a lot, and I hang out with Chris Gore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another person I see there is someone with a box of grass, and it's touch grass. And that's their cosplay. And so, and
Kitty.
Cat, yeah, and then stabbed me in my arm.
Why do you just have a bunch of pussy around you?
Right.
What's wrong with that one? Why do you just have a bunch of cats? What happened? I thought you were gonna get last time I talked to you, you said you were gonna get rid of them or sell them or whatever.
No, I still have them all. So.
Oh my god!
And then I got 5 dogs and 4 chickens, and then plan to get more chickens. And then
more
might
chickens
as well say snakes.
More snakes. Oh god.
Well, my neighbor just found a copperhead the other day and killed it over by a chicken coop was.
God, I just don't get how you can have 5 cats and they're all gonna have more kittens.
Right.
God.
But they are chick magnets, so that works. Them and little dogs. I might get a little dog.
Cause like you're still in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Is it they get? I forgot you kind of live like off the grid. You don't really live in the city, essentially.
I don't live in the city, but I'm in middle Georgia, so I'm not in Atlanta, but I'm just a ways from everything I need, but still kind of being off to the side.
Yeah.
Shout out Emily.
Hi Emily, how you doing? So it was crazy. The last time we talked, Charlie Kirk was probably still alive. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Crazy. I never got your initial thoughts on that. What did you think about that when he was killed that day?
Well, I thought, one, the situation was horrible. But you start seeing a lot of people's true colors out. A lot of crazy leftists.
Yeah.
That have always been there. Just how obscene and weird they are with basically how open they are about harming anyone that have a different opinion of them, right? Like, it's one thing, okay, like I hate communists, right? But I'm not trying to like kill you or whatever. And then
just in Minecraft, in the video game, Call of Duty, I'll shoot you straight in your head. I wouldn't care.
But I'm but maybe free helicopter rides wasn't so bad. But like these guys are absolutely insane. Like, and it's nothing like if you were back in the 90s or whatever, these are like normal opinions, and these guys are absolutely ballistic over. And it's not even like a completely right-wing opinions. Like we've seen the satanic panic when it comes to video games and stuff, whatever. But like, to the level where it's like, now we're seeing people because they think they don't have a livable wage, they have to like burn down the company. Then okay, well now no one has a job, and we're gonna send the job to a different state or whatever. So these people are absolutely insane. And then we're seeing a mass of these woke judges or whatever, people going in and out of jail for over 77 times, and then being able to stab people or whatever. So it's real crazy right now.
Yeah, I think around that same time period, Irina Zaruska got shanked in the neck by that crazy black guy. And this is the thing I tell people is, you have to notice pattern recognition. I'm not saying that when every single time you see a black person, they're going to be dangerous, but there's a certain type of vibe of black person that you should like at least like keep your side eye open, like like in the back of your head. You should probably be very cautious of the person. And people, and when you say these things, people just think you're racist, and it's like no, like it literally. There's a reason why you don't go around like bad neighborhoods in your area. I wonder why. Because the people don't give you a good vibe. Like kids these days are always saying like vibes and shit like that, right? It's like, if I don't get a good vibe from someone, I'm not gonna go around them. If I see you sagging your pants, wearing a do-rag, and you got a gun in your back pocket, I'm not going around you. I'm sorry. Like if that's bad, it's prejudice. I don't care what it is. I'm not trying to die. And keep in mind, if she had seen what that guy was about before she got on, could have saved her life. Because keep in mind, guys, there's a reason why these things are called, pattern recognition, and you notice this shit over and over. And even in the black community, they're over glorifying people that kill people. Yeah, I'm not saying all of them do that, but that's a thing that is glorified. If you're a gangbanger, as they say, or whatever.
Yeah. But now I'm kind of happy being the Uncle Ruckus and Uncle Tom. I'm sorry. Like I'm just sometimes I'd be like, you know what? Maybe Uncle Ruckus was right.
Because I remember you said back in the day you went to San Diego, you went to the art school in San Diego because you wanted to be an artist, and you said it was just full of left-wing people.
Yeah, so I have a bachelor's in video game art and design, and then but basically so you would start seeing a lot of the people I went to school with. Like I had a teacher that he escaped Cambodia during communism, right over there, and so he's a totally against communism and socialism, as much pro as American he is. And then you see all these fellow students of mine talking about, oh, we need socialism and that, and if you're for capitalism, then you need to be killed. I seen him go, well, hey, I escaped communism and that's no good for me. So okay, I guess we shouldn't be friends, and then delete them off of Facebook or whatever. Him and I were still pretty cool. So like, I'm probably gonna get a tattoo from him next time I'm in California.
Facebook was the worst. When I said that Charlie Kirk shouldn't have been killed, there were people that literally said, "Oh yeah, he was an evil person." Evil how? Like he never did anything. He had no criminal record. He never did anything bad. What bad did he do? Just, I don't know, say some things you didn't agree with. Oh my God, the horror of someone saying they disagree with your philosophy, your morals, and your ideology.
Well, all he did was have a conversation. Like, so
an open mic, you go up to the mic. That's it.
Yeah. He didn't yell or curse you out. He just challenged you on your opinion. He made a lot of people look like a fool. And because a lot of the people on the left, their opinions ain't really sound, or if you actually bring them facts, go ballistic.
This is how I always kind of phrase to the people: if it's an open mic kind of thing, and you yourself have never thought about why you think the way you do, or kind of done any research on why you think the things you do, that's going to happen to you. You're going to look kind of silly when someone kind of puts you in kind of a choke in a conversation and you can't get out of. It's like those abortion conversations, right? Like he would ask them like, hey, so would you prefer if your mom just aborted you? And the people would be like, well, yeah, if she needed to. It's like, oh my God, you just don't get it. The self-awareness is not kicking. The point is she didn't choose to do that. That's why you're able to live the life you have right now. It's like not that hard. And hey, I understand there's times where there's, grape and incest and stuff. Yeah, but that's not the main thing though. And then their thing is latching onto an emotional argument as that is the main source of the argument. It's like, no, that is like a very minuscule part of the argument. It's actually a very low statistical part of the argument, but they're taking it as like the whole thing. And that's what I've noticed with a lot of them. It's all emotional arguing. Like just today on Facebook, dude, I saw a lady that posted a story, being gay isn't a choice, being an illegal isn't a choice, and all this other stuff. And it's like, but you could be kind. That's not a choice. And it's like, how is being kind not? What do you mean? So being an illegal is not a choice, but being kind. What? That made no sense.
Like, I've been in Mexico enough times to know that you can get deported back to the United States. I almost had that happen to me before. I even almost went to jail in Mexico. That's another.
They put you in customs on how you get out, because I've had that happen to people that I've known that maybe almost happened to them when they went over there too. Like they don't play about that stuff. The fact that even we should have people have been saying borders aren't a concept; they're just made up, guys. Most concepts are made up. That's how they become things. What?
If you walk into Mexico, so before you go to there's a little checkpoint that if you go to San Ysidro Tijuana border in San Diego, you walk across. They ask you, do you have anything to declare when you go into Mexico, and what are you doing in Mexico for? They give you like a little like yellow slip of paper that you just keep with you, and that is like your temporary visa for how long as you told them. You're like, hey, I'm just going to be in Mexico for a day or two, and they'll write that on the paper. If you're there longer than what you stated you're going to be in Mexico for, they would send your ass back to the United States, or you go to jail. And if they can do that for us going to there, why can't we do that for them coming to here? It's plain and simple.
You know why? It's the more I thought about it, these people are truly empathetic in the most dangerous way. Everything to them needs to be a conversation, and keep in mind that's not really bad. But the problem with having the conversations they want is they don't want to have an actual full blown conversation that involves nuance, though. If we're using the concept of we want to keep our nation or country, as people call it, safe, and then their thing is like, but why can't they be let in? Well, it would be like, okay, anyone out there, I know you guys have houses or apartments, right? Since you're just so nice and empathetic, let those immigrants stay with you then.
Not even just like that. So a lot of them, so coyotes, they're real. They're also people. In San Diego about and not even that long ago, right? There was in Pacific Beach in San Diego, and that's my other cat man. But basically, there was a cartel members that came to San Diego across the border, killed a whole family in Pacific Beach.
I remember that one. Yeah,
and just drove back across, and that's what you get with open borders. The fentanyl's real. The California government's allowing junkie centers around different places or whatever. People are ODing. You can go on crime cams now and see a cop OD in a bathroom because he was dealing some fentanyl before he started shooting. He shot his own kid or whatever. That's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, because this is the thing that I don't give. Okay, so I'll use a base example, guys. If okay, let's just say you were in college before, so you would know what I'm talking about. Let's say in college, you came back to your dorm one day. There's just a Mexican in there just making food, butt naked, having food on the stove, kicked back on your recliner, sitting like this, playing a video game. Now, most people will go, wait a minute, isn't that like invading someone's? Yeah. Now apply that to thousands of people doing that. That's essentially what that is. Keep in mind what you get there. Like a lot of these people, the argument is they're all nice individuals. Dude, I don't think I've ever lived my entire life with people that are 100% nice or just perfect. That's never happened, though. It's like, you know those stories that people give where it's like, oh, before like the Indians were invaded because the European people came over here and conquered America or whatever. Apparently, all Indians were good people. Guys, how in the world could you believe that?
Man,
I've never seen that.
Here's why the American were there probably some good Native American tribes? Yes.
Probably, yeah.
All these people mad at the conquistadors and stuff. If the Aztecs and Mayans, you go down there, if you weren't part of that tribe and they were hunting you down and carrying you up this long flight of stairs up there, that stupid ass pyramid, and pulling out your heart and like throwing your rest of your body down while you're still alive. And that was to appease their sun god or rain god or whatever. So do you prefer that god, or do you prefer the god of the Europeans that were brought over, where all you do is pray for forgiveness and a bunch of other stuff? There's not really any sacrifices to me to be made. You know, just believe in Jesus Christ as your savior. What sounds better to you? You know, people were sacrificing children and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, narrative that all these people were just living in harmony before they got conquered. That's just like, how could anyone believe that, though? My thing is, where in anyone's mind have you ever lived life where 100% of the race or ethnicity you've ever interacted with certain people are just good? That is impossible. It's like
the whole thing is suicidal empathy, right? And So we've seen it now today, right? Where
Mhm.
hey, let's bring all these people who or practice Islam over whatever. And I'm sure there's good people that practice Islam or whatever. But overall, like if the religion is okays rapes, all the people you're bringing over are for Sharia law. They're not there to assimilate into American or any Western culture and stuff. We see there's districts in the UK where now people aren't allowed to walk dogs, right? Because dogs are haram or whatever they call it or whatever. um you can't have bacon. There's a guy, Indian shop owner, he got arrested in the UK for not having halal food or whatever, and he just wanted to serve the food that he wanted to serve in his own restaurant.
Mhm.
um Women get stoned to death and harassed and raped, and it's
Mhm.
okay. And but oh well, there is just part of the religion, and so people are just leading themselves to their own demise, and it's pretty sad.
Yeah. I also think a big problem with some of these people is that you notice a lot of it. Actually, this is something that I've noticed through pattern recognition. All this is white people. There's blacks and Mexicans in it. There's a lot of them
Yeah.
too. But the
Well,
majority of these people, it's all these crazy white liberal ladies or crazy white liberal dudes.
yeah, it is usually the women, mostly
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
liberal white
it's
women.
fucking these people are insane. They say the most, these are the same white liberal women. You'll watch those Instagram reels, and the interviewer guys are like, what's the number one thing? What's the most disgusting things you never told your parents? Well, I just had like 5 trains ran on me when I was in college, but I'm saving myself for marriage. It's like, what? It just just
Well,
5 cocks in her mouth.
not only that, like it's like the basic example I can say, and sorry, country of India, but I'm gonna use it as an example. Okay, you ever seen those videos of like you got these white folks that like, hey,
Yeah.
okay, so we know a lot of the India street vendors. India is not the cleanest place on earth, right? And you
Mhm.
have these Indian street vendors. They're making food with their armpits and
Oh yeah.
toes
Oh, those,
and shit.
yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
And so then you see videos of these white guys and some white women. They fly all the way to India and be like, oh well, the food can't be that bad if people are eating it, right? And so they eat the food, and the next day they got videos of them having like explosive diarrhea or like in the ER because
Yeah.
their stomach couldn't handle whatever bacteria and germs that are there or whatever, right? And I was like, you can't catch me doing that shit.
Oh yeah, I saw one dude where he was dipping his big toe to slice meat.
Yeah.
Just so
I
disgusting.
I do
Oh
watch a lot of videos, but like it's these people who's like, oh well, India is not that bad, and they go to like, oh watch, I'll prove it, and we eat
yeah, but they'll eat
this
Indian food here, and they'll be like, "But
yeah
it's not. But it's fine." Yes, there's a reason. Fucking hell, guys, because we have rules and regulations to our food. Despite the contrary opinion, there is rules and regulations. There is health department checks and all that shit. There's a different way we handle our food system here to make sure it's edible to a certain extent for you to eat. Over there, as you've seen in many, oh no, it's gross. I would just no way, just absolutely no way. That
yeah,
shit is
like there's
disgusting.
a reason why you're not supposed to have your feet in the tuna salad or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, Vagabond. Why would you not want to have your big toe dipped in tuna salad? Just just extra flavor. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. So but yeah, so it's a lot of but people to like they endanger not only themselves but other people around them. They endanger their children. Oh,
Mhm.
I just came out of prison. Like, oh, I'll let him into my house. It's probably safe that he can watch my kids or whatever while I go to work or whatever. Oh, it's just fine. Instead of just hiring the little girl that you does could do babysitting for you instead or some shit.
Oh god, man, it's really awful because now I don't know if you still follow like conservative media and stuff. Do you remember the Truth Social post that Trump made? Where he was talking about Candace Owens and talking about Carlson and Alex Jones and
Yeah.
all those people. Come on, I know Trump's been a little bit of a loony crazy lately. I hope he understands. These people he's talking about probably are the main reasons he got elected. Like, well, not just those guys. Charlie Kirk, Elon Musk, and Joe Rogan, I think, had the major
Well,
influence
yeah.
on it.
Well, I think the problem is I do agree with Trump with when it comes to Candace Owens.
Yeah, she's I
Like,
never got good vibes from her, honestly.
well,
Yeah.
well, it has been proven. She used to she invented a doxing website. She
The
was a
Blexit, right? Or something like that.
well, before Blexit,
Mm.
where basically she was no different than a liberal white woman. She rose to fame because she sued her school for racism or whatever, and
That's true.
discrimination.
Yeah.
And then she made a doxing site where you can dox your boyfriend or whatever for being conservative or some shit. And then all of a sudden, Blexit happens, and again with the suicidal empathy, it happens on the right too, right? Where on the right, if since a lot of white people don't want to be seen racist, as soon as there's a black guy that's like, hey, I'm also right wing, and or a black woman is, they
Yeah.
bring him in with open arms right away. So
Same thing, but
there's
just to add to your point, the same thing happens with any of these horror, any of these. Not even just you had OnlyFans, you were a previous horror. You maybe slept with like 100 guys. They say one day on Twitter they're a born again Christian. They're just open arms.
yeah,
All the biggest podcasts have them on. They apparently have like a YouTube channel randomly gets like 10,000 subs. It's like what the fuck?
yeah.
Just
But
yeah.
like what I'm saying too is like there can be black folks that grift and be like, hey, which we have seen that happen on TikTok where a guy goes, hey, if I pretend I'm conservative and act like the left discriminated against me for being a black conservative, all these white conservatives are going to send me money and stuff. And
Mhm.
after that, uh people hear that like, oh shit, there's a black guy, he's conservative. I don't want to feel racist, and they bring that black guy on and parade him around, and then person you get famous that way or whatever, and then they could be lying the whole entire time, and it's that whole suicidal empathy again. I'm not saying that you don't have to shun every black person that just says they're conservative, but you
Yeah.
just be more cautious or whatever. Just
No.
don't be
Yeah.
willing open armed or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing that people are saying. Just be cautious. Like the same thing with that knowledge chick. All people were saying is like just be cautious because someone should have to prove they're about whatever new life they're about. Then you just take their word for it. I don't know
Yeah,
where people got in life where you just take someone's word for something and then not have them prove to you that they're about that new life that they're proposing. I'm not even saying that they can't change. I'm saying someone should prove to you with their own actions that that's worthwhile to have your like any of your time. People just
yeah.
for some reason now it used to be like actions over words. Now it's just words over actions. It's like what the fuck, man? Shit's
Yeah, and
crazy.
and so that's basically what happened with Candace Owens, right? So
Mhm.
she got welcomed with open arms during the Blexit, which the whole thing was like, oh, where's all these black folks leaving the Democrat Party? And without vetting any of these guys, whatever, including Candace Owens, people welcomed them with open arms, and they were able to get jobs. We've seen Candace Owens go from TPU, Prager University to TPU USA, and then
Yeah.
to Daily Wire. Turns out she was a cunt the whole entire time. She wants to be the next Oprah and Alex Jones, so that's why all she can do is make up rumors about Erica Kirk 24/7,
Mhm.
or talk about we need to see if the president of France's wife has a penis or not. It's like, what are we doing here?
Remember the planes from Egypt? Whatever
Yeah,
that one. Remember that one? I don't even know. That one was like apparently when Charlie Kirk got killed allegedly in Minecraft. That there was some planes flying over from Egypt. Like, what that even have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
and you're seeing a lot too. Like, there's a lot of people, a lot of ones that I think who follow her are retarded. Um, so like, okay, so the one thing was the guy. He's like, how did he get there up the stairs or whatever, right? And there's literally stairs right there. It wasn't like the guy had to run a track and field to get up there. There was literally these stairs to get up there, and someone showed it. It was just pretty much easy. Um, and it wasn't like it was so like you got all these stupid conspiracy theories, and then it's like, oh well, how come I don't get to see the stuff from the investigation? Well, you want them to like mess up the court case by just putting everything out in the open,
Mhm.
and so the guy doesn't have a fair trial or whatever. Like, how retarded are you? And it's just one retarded remark after the other. It was like,
Mhm.
they're doing the investigation. Like, Do they do things perfectly? No, but at the same time, we seen that there was supposedly a music video that was made the day before. There's a Discord group where they all planned this stuff together or whatever. And you want us to just give everything away that we know, so these guys are alerted and stop doing what they're doing. No, just let the investigation happen, and then make your criticisms after it's done. So other than that, like the chick's batshit and crazy.
Another thing that goes along with a lot of this stuff is what irks me about most conservative media, and now that I've followed it for so much time, is no one is allowed to just have a different opinion and it just be that. It's like the left does it and then this side does it too. It's like, why do we all have to agree on the same thing though? Like, and then this is the same side touting that we should all be able to disagree and agree on things.
Yeah.
But then that's the same shit left does. You go be a progressive or a Democrat, and then just have you believe everything they say. You like it's crazy. You could like any of their opinions. You believe all their shit, and then the thing you disagree on maybe is like Looney Tunes. Maybe you say, I don't believe men can be women. They would straight up oust you. They would actually think you're a conservative. Now, if you're a conservative,
look at J.K. Rowling is a big example.
Yeah. Or if you're a conservative and you say, you know what, I don't think I support Israel, they might think you're a leftist or a warmonger. It's like, what the fuck? It's no one allowed. That's what the cults are. That's literally what straight up cults are. Everything you believe and say has to be lockstep and key with this. And keep in mind, I would say my views are more to the right, but it's just one of these things where I'm allowed to have a different opinion on you about a thing. And the other thing that comes up with right-wing media is a lot of the stuff that keeps happening currently is like, everyone is trying to be at odds with someone. That it must means that you can't just be at odds with someone. You know, you could be at odds with someone, but not be their enemy. You know, you guys understand that, right?
Yeah.
I can have a different opinion than you, and we can be fine. That's how it works. Okay, it's cool. Just have a conversation. It's over. But now, if you have a different opinion on the right, more so now than I thought years ago, it's just over. Friendships are burnt. They're all just hating each other. Like, what the hell?
For me, it's more the So can porn be bad? Yes. I'm more right leaning. I'm libertarian mostly, but but at the same time, you'll see these guys are like, oh, we gotta ban porn, and they'd be so hard on about it. And I swear, all I say is like, no, don't ban porn. And I'm not saying I'm for porn or against it, right? But don't ban it, because one, the thing that you're trying to prevent, it's going to create a black market. We've seen this with prohibition, right? When they ban alcohol, they created a whole thing with the during the mobsters days or whatever, right? In prohibition. So it creates a black market, and that's where the hardcore unregulated stuff is at, right? So if you did ban porn, all people are going to do is go to the black market. You're just creating a whole black market for that stuff, right? And and so, but all these people who are like Christians are like, hey, yes, we got to ban it. Like we've seen it. Like one guy I actually do like is Common Lee, right? And he's so hard about it, and I'm like, okay, and he's trying to use it with a Christian scope, but he's trying to use the government. I'm like, no, don't do it. That if you think porn is bad, why don't you use the word of God to convince people of why they should stay away from porn, instead of having big daddy government create all these rules and stuff, which now you're giving them a back door to be like, oh, anytime you even log in your computer, I have to show a fucking ID, like, or in order to protect the kids or some nonsense or whatever, right? And it's fucking retarded. You're giving the government war power, which we don't want. We've seen this with guns too, right? Which actually had to do with racism, where all your gun laws was because they're afraid of blacks and Native Americans having guns. So you create these stupid rules, and now it's been over 70 years and we can't get any of the shit reversed. And so there's that. You got the minimum wage, which started in Canada or whatever, where white coal workers were afraid that the black workers were going to make more money than them, because they were going to get start hiring the black workers, because the black workers are willing to take less money or whatever for the same job. So they created minimum wage to price the black people off the market. And now we're stuck with all this inflations and stuff because of this. And, you know, it's hard to try to reverse that now or whatever, right? So, and then even these anti-discrimination laws, like, yeah, they sound fine at first. I think anyone should be able to discriminate. Whatever. Hey, if I don't want these certain type of people in my store or restaurant or whatever,
people forget you can actually do that. One of the amendments protects businesses. I think it's like the 14th one. People know the first and two. People know the first. They know the second. They know the 19th because that's the women voting one. There's an amendment that quite literally protects businesses. And keep in mind, there's nuances to that because people are bringing up the Gina Carano thing. That's different based off of several different factors that this corporation is based in from a state. But the private business kind of can. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, the best example is the sit-ins, right? Back in the so you had say there was a hamburger joint, right? And the hamburger joint's like, you know what? We only serve white people only. You only can be white in this establishment, right? And it's said, and here's how retarded a lot of black people are. And they're like, you know what? One, there's probably a black burger joint somewhere, and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to support this black business. I'm going to go fight hard to go eat at this white establishment. Or, which if there was no other burger joint, there's a business opportunity where you go, you know what? I'm going to make my own burger joint. There will be some bomb-ass nigga burgers like in the Argentina, and maybe I serve everybody. And so the business that doesn't serve black folks only, you made a business that does give black folks and white people also get from yours, and we'll just let competition see who stays in business. Plain and simple. You don't need government to tell you what to and what not to do. And again, I do believe discrimination's all right. I'm sorry. So I know a lot of people disagree with that, but
it's also another thing that you could apply it to. So like comic books, right? People will say, well, we should have more black-led ongoing books from Marvel and DC, but then they don't support those books. So did like on Twitter, people kept saying, why is there no Static Shock ongoing series? This is how I can tell they're tourists, dude. There was DC put out a Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, Virgil Hawkins Static Shock team-up book in a miniseries for 6 issues. You guys didn't even support that. They kept saying Static has nothing. That's the narrative. He has nothing. No, he had something. You're not supporting it. You're just a loud person on Twitter just trying to virtue signal. You're just a fake person. This is fake. None of this is real. You're just saying these things for social media points for I don't know what reason. You don't get paid. You're not even.
Yeah, I think the other thing. Well, I think the other problem with Static is because they changed the origin, right? Instead of the Big Bang, it had to do with
the BLM. Yeah,
yeah, like that. Well, it's the same reason why I stopped buying Black Panther comics, right? Where the Space Wakanda shit, I was like, this is ridiculous.
Wait a minute, isn't that the story where they basically took everything away from him? I think it was like Captain America told Black Panther to get out or something. It was. I think I read a synopsis of it. It sounded awful. I was like, who the fuck wrote that? That sounds like crap.
Yeah. So like, to be fair, a lot of these books suck, or it's like, okay, then you got all these Miles Morales books. It's like Miles Morales Thor, Miles Morales this. I hate Miles Morales, but like, I know there's a guy I watch on Instagram that likes him for whatever reason. And I suppose the guy reads it and he's like, oh, well, he does have, but every time I'm like, all this is a rehash of a Peter Parker story, which Ryan just gave me Peter Parker at this point. So I don't support that. But I do support black comics. Like I remember when I go to San Diego Comic-Con, they used to have like a section for black comic book creators. One I used to buy every year was this guy. He would dress up as his comic book character called the Black Bastard. It was a pimp superhero, which it was a black pimp superhero, so in an afro and everything, and it called the Black Bastard. And I would buy from him every year, and then I would buy some other ones that I had. I just didn't finish reading them. But like the reason why I stopped personally was because after Eric created his book, and then you got these other black creators, like ones I even supported before, like Black Sands Entertainment. right?
I remember them
Where
on Shark Tank too. But I remember when they went on, and I was like, this
I
is
didn't
really cool.
Yeah, I didn't see him on Shark Tank, but I did remember him. I know Eddie Griffin has his own comic called Afro Man and the Protectors of the Book of Knowledge or whatever for kids or
That
whatever.
sounds cool as fuck.
But this dude was like, well, Eric July is he's a right wing and stuff. It's because of Fox News and this and this. It's do not support him. Any mention of him was like, you're a coon or Uncle Tom or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
Yeah.
used to be in this black Facebook group for black comic books and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck all these guys, and I hope
I
all
probably
they
was
fucking fail.
dude. I think I was in that same one when
Yeah.
Eric first came out with this. Man, I swear to you, every day was a post about how much they hated him for making as much money as he did. But
Yeah.
and I agree with Eric on because he would make videos and he would talk about like people would because I don't know if you notice this with black people, dude. This is my thing that's really cringe with it. Like black people will make their own things, which is fine. I'm always for someone making their own stuff. But then it's always like support me just because I'm black, not because my thing is good. That's the part I get. It's like I don't gotta support you just because you're black. What the?
Yeah,
that's how that works.
Yeah, it's like the same thing when you go buy some soul food plates, and the soul food plate's like $30 fucking for some macaroni, basic ass macaroni and cheese. I'd rather just
You got some stories, Vagabond, and say you don't like the soul food places. Georgia got all those soul food places. I would love. I've seen them on TV. I won't pause. I would love to try that shit. I liked what they were showing.
But you've seen it where the plates would be like it's like $25. And it's macaroni and cheese, some green beans and shit, and some chicken and whatever. I mean, it was the plate's not worth fucking $30, right?
Yeah.
You know, I can go the same amount of money. I can go sit down at a fucking sit-in restaurant and like get me a good worth of food. It's just personally I hate spending that much anyway. So I rather do, but it's like $30 for a single plate. I'm like, and then you're still hungry, and then like, oh, you pay like $60 for 2 plates? Hell no, I'll go somewhere else. So but or like it'll just be the bait, and then it'd be the worst customer service. You go in there, oh, what do you want? And they're yelling at you in your face. Oh, could I get me a plate or whatever? And they barely looking over or whatever, and they're just talking on the phone. Like they're not there to serve you, whatever. You know, I'll go take my business with the white man. Sorry.
Yeah, also less hassle too. Like you go, dude, how many times you're on Twitter and every morning you wake up to like these brawls that happen in like a Wendy's or a McDonald's or a Popeyes.
Yeah.
Oh, these are black people guys. I'm not saying whites don't do this either. I'm saying you get a disproportionate amount of black people just wanting to fight each other all at fast food places. What in the world's wrong with people? Do they have you have no other life? You don't have a job? It's like those people that are always just so terminally online, like those Reddit mods. Like you don't have anything else you can do beside this. What, you a fucking loser? Like what?
But the other thing too is like and that's when the Black Panther movie, which I also hated.
That tweet I had where I put out, it's the most overrated MCU movie. No, guys, actually the most overrated MCU movie is Thor Ragnarok, the one before it, but Black Panther gets a little too overrated, honestly. Dude, remember back then, people said if you criticized it, you were racist. They were scared to criticize Black Panther. But keep in mind, we had black movies that have come out many years before that. People were always criticizing them. You were never called racist if you didn't like Blade or any of the Tyler Perry movies or any of those scary movies or any Wayans Brothers movies. Like it was disgusting that you couldn't criticize Black Panther 2019 because we're gonna get called racist. Like what the fuck?
Well, the problem I had with the movie, one, I don't need to go to a movie and all of a sudden they played some African music, and then all of a sudden all these people who never read a Black Panther comic book in their life starts doing some fucking African dance in the middle of the theater and some shit.
Oh, dude, it was wild back then. You remember people wearing dashikis and all the African get up?
Then about a Black Panther comic. Wakanda forever. Let black people have this movie. White people do not come in here the first couple weeks or some dumb bullshit. Like people were literally taking like their church buses to go see this Black Panther movie, right? And then the annoying part, none of these guys ever read a Black Panther comic book because he really aligns with Trump, honestly. But like the whole Wakanda Forever, the purple heart-shaped herb kind of cheapens the Black Panther because he's supposed to be in the level like a Batman, like his
Yeah.
technology wise because
Mhm.
of the wealth and the vibranium or whatever.
Mhm.
And the heart-shaped herb kind of ruins it. The whole thing with like then they changed it from him going to New York to they put it in Oakland. Like, why make that change? But whatever. Um I'm sorry, but the whole thing was like they're overhyping Shiri so fucking much, and it just wasn't the Black Panther for me. I'm sorry. And then Killmonger. I know a lot of people like Michael B. Jordan, but I'm sorry. I don't want to see a Vegeta outfit in the fucking for Killmonger. Killmonger's supposed to be some other African tribe guy that's been trying to get into Wakanda, and now you make him Wakandan and whatever, and then you're like, oh well, he's
I know they changed Claw from the comic books too, because the movie was focusing on Claw for a good
oh,
amount of moments.
like, why'd you kill off the Claw? You know what they could have done? I mean, I know at the time they didn't have the rights to the X-Men, but that you seen that Marvel's Knights Black Panther movie
I remember that one, yeah.
where they had like Juggernaut running in and then
Yeah.
like and all that. They could have that would have been awesome, but whatever.
To me, it kind of feels like Lion King, except a little bit more watered down.
Yeah.
It felt like Lion King with black people. That's what it felt like to me. Like, it's not bad, but I wouldn't call that. People call it top 5. I don't know about that.
So in the comics, Black Panther, mainly the older comics, right? So there's no heart-shaped herb or anything like that, and it was mainly he was like, whenever villain he would fight, it was like he's like 5 to 10 steps ahead of whatever they thought they were winning or whatever, right? And the movie doesn't showcase that at all. And then his martial art ability, he should have been like, I don't know why he was losing fights left and right like that. He in the comics, he knew like so many different martial arts at the same time. And that's what made him special. They relied too much on giving him powers when he really didn't need it.
Because from what I know, Claw is also another big villain for Black Panther, and he's just apparently now just dead. He just killed off.
So they just killed him off. Like, yeah, it was like
that's the thing I said about killing Iron Man and Captain America. Like, people after an Iron Man started their franchise, that would be like if you had a Naruto live action franchise and you killed off Naruto in the second movie, and then like Sakura is the main character. Like, no one would like that. Like, they killed off Iron Man, and now they're mad that people want him back. It's like, you should have never killed him off to begin with. I hated the idea they killed him off, and I don't know, it's all not liking him. The thing is, you create a hole in your storytelling.
So Death Note, right? I loved all of Death Note, but a lot of people hated the second season, the second act of it, when they killed off L and then they brought in these new guys. And I was fine with the whole series, but it did turn a lot of
you think Death Note holds up? You think it holds up after all these years? Death Note?
Oh yes. For a good psychological and well, it's more of a battle of the wits kind of, and I would say I wouldn't say a cartoony way, but it is a little bit where because L he not to switch change subject, but L, the only reason why he picks who Kira he thinks his Kira is like a 0.1% chance of like, oh, this guy could be Kira. So that's my hunch. So that's how I tracked you down or whatever.
Yeah, and and the thing about the comics that people don't understand is that the thing that casuals never get, dude, is like, I'm not trying to say this to mean people. Whatever they and I don't mean you're always gonna like it. Now I'm gonna preference that. If they threw out a movie, 9 times out of 10, since you're a casual, that's fine. You have no prior experience with the medium. The reason why they know you'll be a fan of it is because you're casual. You have that's the thing. If you have no experience with it, there's a good chance you're going to like it 50-50. But this is the only medium that I've noticed where if you actually ask for more comic book accurate shit, people get mad at you.
Yeah.
No one would suggest this in anime to a certain extent. Yeah. We're going like dubs and stuff differently. Nobody in an anime would recommend having less faithful shit. You would just be looked at like a retard if you did that.
Yeah. the reason why is because the West advertise. So anime is most anime is a commercial
Advertisement for the
for you to
manga.
go buy the manga, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to American media, it seems like the TV shows and stuff are just there to be a separate medium than the comics. As opposed to be like, hey, Batman the animated series should have made you go buy and go read the comics of Batman, right? That should have been the goal of because I think partially it was it was to sell toys originally, which was okay, right? But now they don't even do that. It's just hey, let's just make a show that appeases everybody and not the comic book people, or we're not really trying to direct people to comics, so let's take our own liberties or for whatever reason. And so that's been happening so much that we got to the point it's not even trying to sell toys. Like, hey, let's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was fire. Let's make Street Sharks and make these cool ass shark toys, but let's make the cartoon but so people go buy the toys or whatever.
It would be like if you remade Street Sharks and then instead of them being sharks, guys, how about they just all be dolphins then? How about this? How about they be elephants? And you'd be like, wait, that'll make no sense. Gee, you're almost getting it. Gee, I wonder why that changing something up fundamentally would make it different. Man, you don't say. It's like that Nicolas Cage meme. You don't say. Like, what the fuck? These people, dude, are so close to getting it. It's like you're almost there. Like, I remember when How to Fuck Your Dragon, the live action remake came out, and they were promoting it, and people were like, "Well, why does changing Astrid and these Nordic guys being black make any difference?" Holy shit! Yeah, because there were black Vikings. Really. There were, even though the creators wanted them to look like that, because you know what's crazy, dude? People say they love the creators, but they never actually love the creators to want their accurate stuff on screen. Apparently, all these weirdos love these creators, but anytime you tell them, hey, the creator wanted it to look like that, it's their decision. No, but that's not good enough. What do you mean it's not good enough? You're not, what the, what?
Yeah, biggest example I can think of is the Peacemaker show, right?
Oh,
they told what's his name,
John Cena,
the wrestler, John Cena. Oh, don't read the comics since we're not gonna follow any of that shit. That tells you everything you need to know. Like,
they just said, dude, that's like dub anime. They just said, fuck it, wing that shit. Who needs dialogue? And keep on right there with what you said, guys. That's why nobody really likes dub anime. That's a big reason. They know that they can easily watch the subs, see what the dialogue is, see the script. You can get a transcript of it, and they go, we're going to add our line. That's why most early dub, not the newer ones don't do it as bad. That's why most earlier dubbed anime from like Funimation and Viz, that's why they're laughed at, because they just chose to add bullshit for whatever reason. And the biggest reason I figured out that they wanted to keep children's attention on the TV screen so they wouldn't change it. So they just had random lines where, like, you ever see the old Funimation Dragon Ball Z where it's just random sounds just constantly going, but there's no time to waste? Like, what in the world?
Well, I guess the biggest example is Pokemon. Well, okay.
Pokemon example,
early bad dub. I mean, I do like the early Pokemon, but they didn't think American kids would understand what like rice balls and shit are, right? So it was like, okay, well, we'll just, even though they don't look like any donut you ever seen in your life, let's call them donuts, right? Then Sanji, well, we can't have kids thinking cigarettes are cool, so we'll just give them a lollipop or some shit. But not to say the voice acting was bad. It was the English or even the Dragon Ball where over 9,000 wasn't supposed to be over 9,000. It was something different.
It's supposed to be 8,000. See, those ones aren't that bad because that's not like a true like story narrative breaking thing. That's just you could just chalk that up to a mistranslation. My thing is that if you when you translate a sub line to the dub line and none of it matches, I'm like, guys, this doesn't match at all. This is telling a whole different thing.
The modern dub has more of that problem. The biggest example is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon. So
that sounds cool as fuck, honestly.
Well, it's basically a dragon maid or whatever, right?
And no, Vagabond, what are you watching?
It's no, it's actually pretty tame. But here's what happened. This happened a few years ago, right?
Mhm.
So one of the characters, she usually dresses like I wouldn't say provocatively, but she shows more skin. And then all of a sudden, one episode, she's in like a turtleneck and sweater and stuff. And in the dub, because this is why we're not calling them translators, because they're the localizers decided that to change it to be she wanted to hide from the male gaze because too many men are looking at her and stop the patriarchy or some bullshit, right? And in the sub, that was totally not even the reason. It was just because of like something pretty normal. It had nothing to do with like men staring at her or nothing. And so that was one. There's some other instances where oh, they didn't like what the original Japanese was saying. So they were like, okay, we gotta put some feminist twist to the shit or whatever. Right
That's
now,
where the whole localizer drama has been coming from, right? Localizers want
yeah,
to change the guys. That's the thing too. That's why most English dubs aren't liked. It's not because it's not even a sub versus dub debate. If you watch a lot of the anime you grew up with sub, just say one day, just watch. I'll say this: watch any favorite anime you have subbed. You will see why people like it. Not only because people keep saying you only like it because it sounds Japanese. If anyone said that you're a retard, first of all, they're all Japanese creations. They should sound Japanese. I understand. It should sound Japanese because the creators and people involved are Japanese. I don't even know how that's a take. I don't know how that's logic. You are literally sub 3 IQ if you think it should sound like they're from this country. They're Japanese. Of course it should sound Japanese. That is
there
retarded to
is
suggest otherwise.
a good example is I wouldn't there are rare few occasions, but a good example is Dragon Ball. And I know a lot of people will be like, including myself, likes the English voices better for Goku and Gohan.
Mhm.
But you're missing out a lot of nuances. So if you actually watch the actual Japanese, and sorry, my dog's in the background,
You're good.
but if you actually watch one of the Japanese, so Goku and Chi Chi have Goku and Chi Chi have more of a country accent for in Japanese version of country, right?
Mhm.
And then Gohan has more of a proper scholarly accent because he goes to school and stuff.
Yeah.
If you watch it in English, you don't get that at all.
I think the
Frieza,
soundtracks are better too. Like when I watch a sub
yeah,
version of a show, the soundtracks are so much better. Those things are, dude.
yeah,
I don't know if you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh. If you watch Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Monster sub, that shit is a whole experience compared to the four.
right,
That 4 kid shit might as well just be parody, dude. The
right,
voice of Goku. I don't know if you were watching Yu-Gi-Oh at a certain point. The voice of Goku, Sean Schemmel, did Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth. You should look it up on your show. It is. Dude,
right.
it was the absolute funniest. Dude went into a microphone just yelling Arnold Schwarzenegger sounds, and someone heard
Oh
that
man.
went, "Gotta just air that. Just must air it."
Well, the
Those
other
were
thing too,
wild back in the day. What in the
yeah,
world?
but like Frieza is supposed to have be like a salary man in Japan, so that's
Yeah,
all his talking points. So like if you're learning Japanese, you should study from Frieza to learn to speak formal Japanese and stuff like that. And all his insults are as if he's a businessman. But you don't get that when you watch the English. And I don't mind, like the English is fine and all, but they do take a lot of liberties. Um, and same thing where it's like, oh, they had to make their own. I know with the Ocean Dub is like, as much as I do like the music, they made their own music and stuff for it or whatever in Dragon Ball.
or another random mistranslation. So, that Tree of Might movie that a lot of people like, I like that one too.
Yeah,
When Goku says, "I'm going times 20," that's not a mistranslation. It's times 10. There's not a Kaioken times 20. It's just times 10. But
yeah.
mistranslations and bullshit like that happen too. It's just, I would say for early Dragon Ball, I would say the Boo Saga is the best thing that they did dubbed. And that's not saying much, but I would say they got progressively better with each one, and not by like, because there's one about Goku's shoelaces. Like, I made you look. I don't even have shoelace. What the fuck? Just
Yeah. No, another good one that
I think
so
the best dub. Do you like the Inuyasha dub?
Yeah, I did like the Inuyasha dub.
I think Inuyasha and Fullmetal Alchemist have, to me, the best dubs.
Yeah, well, I think when it comes for dubs for me, earlier dub is fine.
Mm.
Modern stuff would have to be comedy based if I'm going to watch a dub. If I'm watching it in
I got you.
English, most English voice actors just feel like they're just reading lines instead of acting it. To me, so it
Also,
doesn't
no like
sound right.
emotion. You feel like that there's no real
Yeah,
emotion to it. Oh, okay.
yeah. So a big example is just look at Attack on Titan in English. The main voices for Eren, Mikasa, and Armin just sound absolutely horrible in English. And I don't know how anyone can
People are
stomach
straight
that.
running it. I swear people are just straight running it down. They're just doing this shit for a paycheck. Like, there's no way Sean Schemmel wasn't doing Crystal Beast, Amber Mammoth, Arnold Schwarzenegger impression for a paycheck. Dude yelled Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions in a mic. Someone heard that because people don't. Another thing people don't understand about anime, guys. So, like, let's use an example. Tai Kubo, the creator of Bleach, is not the showrunner of Bleach. What they do is the showrunner is not the person that creates the show, which is different from most TV shows have a showrunner who creates the show. Anime has never been like that. Showrunners, the people that create the anime, they sometimes not even involved in the anime itself. I remember Tai Kubo saying he hadn't been involved in the anime until like midway through the Soul Society arc when it was like almost already done. Like, or Oda is not the showrunner of One Piece, guys. He's kind of the showrunner of the live action one, but he's not the showrunner of the anime one. That's another distinction too. The people that create the anime aren't actually running the anime because why? They can't. It's just too busy. They actually physically can't because they're creating the manga, drawing, writing, and all that other stuff. It's understandable. It is, but then you get someone else interpreting what they should think the story is. Like, remember when someone asked Akira Toriyama, how do you feel about that Majin Vegeta Goku fight? He's like, what do you mean? That was because he just wrote it like 2 panels. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Holy
or
shit.
A good example, Attack on Titan, right? So that was that author's first manga. So I think that one, the anime, I think that's one of the exceptions where the anime is better than the manga. So Hanji's death, spoilers, in the manga, I think it was only like 1 or 2 panels. But they gave her a good send-off in the anime, and my eyes was watering on that one. But the music is awesome. I listen to it all the time in my car when I'm driving. Just the whole scene for Hanji, like they gave like a whole good, like a good 10-15 minutes just for Hanji's death and made her go out in a battle of glory.
Because a lot of people have used this argument for subs versus dubs where it's like, well, if I want to watch the sub version, then I'll just watch it. First of all, you won't. I think that's just already a preference. I think that you already established because the thing is, like, I want it in my native language. Guys, listen to what I'm saying. It's from a Japanese person. It's not supposed to sound like that in general. I don't know how to explain this to people.
Well, most of their arguments is they don't want to read and watch at the same time because they might be doing something else at the same time, or like they don't want to be reading while they just watch the show because they figure their eyes.
I never even had that problem though. Whenever I discussed subbed anime like that, I never had that problem. It actually, to be fair, it actually made me engage with it more. The way when the dialogue would come up, I would actually be engaged more in it. Whereas like when it came to like dub, I could put it on my second monitor and not pay attention to it at all. Just go, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think the more you watch it, the more you get better at reading it fast enough to where like, okay, if I do, is there once in a while like a translation or a subtitle that's like goes too fast for me and I have to pause and rewind? Yeah, it happens on occasion, but it's not the norm. But I'm able, like, once I'm locked in, I'm able to watch the whole thing just fine.
Oh yeah,
while reading.
I've just never got because it's always comes down to excuse or I think I think the biggest one is, dude, it's a nostalgia factor. I grew up with it, so that must. Wait a minute, guys. I grew up with a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean I just. That is the most laziest argument. If you say you don't really have time because for whatever reason, maybe you could kind of cope with that. The biggest one to me is always I grew up with it. So like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters is a big one for me because people know I shit on the Yu-Gi-Oh! 4Kids dub all the time because it's not really that good. People say, well, I don't want to watch the sub. I'm nostalgic and I just want to stick with that.
Yeah, well, see, I'm planning to rewatch the whole Dragon Ball series, but in sub only instead of English, so no English at all. The one person that convinced me is Leon from Words of Paradise.
It makes sense. Yeah.
So because he's the one that told where he's like, if you watch it in Japanese, Goku and Chi-Chi are the country accents. Gohan has the proper accent, like a scholarly proper accent.
Oh, okay. For me,
you
it was the soundtrack. Someone posted a clip of that Majin Vegeta thing where he blasted that whole fucking half that arena down. There was this soundtrack that played that was so damn. I was like, "Fuck, this is so good. I could play this all day if I'm just walking around." That's the problem. The sub anime best soundtracks or character themed soundtracks. Shit is unbelievable. If you guys go and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters subbed, the soundtracks that play, that 4Kids shit don't mean anything, dude. That shit is so good.
Anything. So what 4Kids did was like
they sure made it 4Kids.
They like, okay, we need rock music for
everything.
For everything, and they're not gonna like this Japanese music, so we're gonna make our own music and sounds. And
what's even worse? They must have had poverty budgets, dude. If you guys find out, most English dubs, like they had Sean Schemmel doing like 5 different characters in one Yu-Gi-Oh spinoff, 5 different ones. These people are poor. Keep in mind, if they're not working with a lot of money, I can understand budget constraints. That I understand. But they had one guy doing like 5 different. I remember the original voice actor for Vegeta said they try to pick people off the street.
Well, to be fair, anime in the West was still kind of kicking off. Only till now that it's the same thing with all these lockdowns and everything. Because even now, video games and anime and manga being popular is more of a modern phenomenon, even in Japan, right? Because there's some anime that also talk about being looked down upon because they were a nerd or an otaku in Japan. And even in Japan, it wasn't like maybe not to the same extent as the United States. A good anime about that is Orimo, or the other name is called recently. My little sister can't be this cute. I don't let the name scare you. But it's about the whole industry where the main character's sister, she is like she's working her way to be a Japanese idol and stuff, but she can't show everybody that she's also secretly a otaku. So the brother covers for her the whole entire time. And yes, the last 3 episodes or the last 2 episodes of season 2 are weird, and Crunchyroll wouldn't show episode 13, so you have to go to high seas. But it's pretty good anime. I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10.
Oh, so the last few things I'll ask you, man, before we head out, I know it's late for you. It's like fucking hell. It's 3 o'clock for you, probably. Yeah. So, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about before we head out?
Yeah, stay tuned. So every Sunday is my main show called I Swear It's Not Hentai, where I scare my panelists of weird obscure anime that's in my head or that I watch that's not usually the mainstream, and we'll usually go off topic a lot, which is pretty fun. Then coming up, I got 2 shows coming out on Wednesday pretty soon, so be on the lookout for those. One of them is going to be in secret, but the other one is going to be more of a solo I Swear It's Not Hentai show on Wednesdays nights, probably like super late. Well, for me, super late. And then other than that, you can catch me on a bunch of different people's shows and podcasts. I'm usually on Bezel Hub. And then I'm the random black guy that gets invited to the Morning Fap, or aka the Full Aussie Podcast. So when I can stay awake.
God. And last thing I ask you, man, is do you have any shout outs you can give to anyone in particular, or anything else you want to say before we head out? Well, you should expect to see you at the Vegas meetup later this year, right?
Yeah, I'll be at the Vegas meetup. I will be at the Savannah meetup at the 5'9" Apparel headquarters for the 2 hours, which I'm also going to be coming from MomoCon. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the, if you're going to be at AWA, I'm going to see if I can do another panel of I Swear It's Not Hentai, which I did last December.
And then eventually we'll finally get the Rumble exclusive I Swear It Is Hentai, because that's how you get it on YouTube. That's a insta ban. You don't even get a chance. No strikes, just ban. No titties around here. So it was great talking to you, man. Hope to see you
All right, you too.
later this year in Vegas. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show.